It's gonna make you sick. Can we truly forgive and forget, or do we still hold people accountable for their mistakes as we move on? Of course you have to hold them accountable. It's whether you forgive and forget or you forgive and hold on. This morning's Girl Talk, we're discussing forgiving and forgetting, a balanced approach. I don't know if a balanced approach really exists, but let's talk about it. Starting with what it means to forgive, but not to forget.
Forgiving without forgetting means acknowledging the wrong, learning from the experience, and moving forward without harboring resentment. It's about releasing the hold the past grievances have on you while retaining the lessons they impart. So, you forgive, you don't forget it, but guess what? We know that the wrong happened, we learn, and we move on, you know?
And the balanced approach, psychcentral.com is positing, is forgiving and forgetting because it helps you to maintain peace, to preserve relationships, and to keep a calm mind, right?
Yeah.
I would say yes, it's good for peace. I don't know about preserving relationships because some relationships you have to forgive and forget and
do away with.
Forget means goodbye.
Yeah.
Right? Because forgiveness, it's not, I always tell folks, it's not for the other person, it's for you.
I agree.
To reconcile certain things have happened to you by somebody else's hand, and you need to let it go. But also, guys, somebody can apologize to you and you can forgive them, but an apology does not equal access. Like, you can tell me you're sorry and I can say, I accept your apology. Goodbye.
But does that really mean that you forgive them?
Of course, of course.
You let it go.
And let them go too.
But you're holding on to something. No?
A part of living is auditing as you go along.
True. And
your main aim in this life, Tals, is to live your best life.
I agree.
And some people, if you allow them the opportunity, will become a cancer in your life. Yeah. And you are on this hamster wheel of, I forgive you, I'm going to give you another chance.
But
I forgive you, I'm going to give you another chance.
You know, I'm going to share a different perspective, right? Because sometimes when you do forgive, and yes, forgiveness it's more important to you as the individual than the person who caused you harm or pain or hurt, right? It's important for you to forgive for your own sake and sanity and peace, right? But it's also important for the other person, if that relationship is to be sustained or maintained, right? Or even to be able to progress in any way possible. It's important for that person to acknowledge and to know that they have caused you hurt and pain. And if it is that they have an interest to maintain or to fix the relationship and not to cause you harm again, I think it is okay.
It's not their say.
Right, but you can be the assessor of that. I think you can be the assessor of that. And sometimes you can give persons the opportunity because sometimes people just need a chance. And if it is that you give them a chance and they show you who they really are, again, with no remorse, no change, then I think it is okay to say, peace out, deuces.
Self-preservation.
Right, self-preservation.
It's the highest order. Some people want one earth is 16 earth.
It's true.
Right? And you don't need to give nobody a second chance to show you who they are. Some people show you right squarely from the gate. And so in that moment, you are saving yourself.
Yeah.
And for some folks, the truth is that they don't understand that an apology has three parts. It's I'm sorry I hurt you. It's I'm sorry I made you feel this way. It's how can I make it better?
I'll change behavior.
Yes, that's the best apology is change behavior. If you find somebody in your life who's repeating the same thing because of the access you give them to do that, then you stop.
Right.
You forgive them. You forgive yourself.
Right.
For allowing them to hurt you and letting yourself go about business.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel like we're all humans, we all make mistakes, and I feel like sometimes you can give people that grace and that opportunity if it is that they mean so much to you, because it's not everybody who hurt you off the bat. You're just going to just say, bye. I mean, there are some persons who are like that. Don't get me wrong. There are some persons who are like, listen, if you hurt me one time, if you cross me the wrong way, that's it. Whereas there are other people who, you know what, I forgive you. And I feel like forgive and forget doesn't necessarily mean that you totally erase what the person did, right? It just means that you are not holding it over their head constantly. Or you're not trying to
replaying it in yours.
Or you're not replaying it in yours, and you're not holding them to it. You say, remember when you did that to me, you know. Remember when you did that to me, you know. If it is that you have to be putting yourself back in that position to constantly remind yourself and remind them of how much they have hurt you and done you wrong. Right. It really means that you probably have not forgiven them.
I gotta tell you.
So
I think forgiveness is key.
Yeah.
I don't think forgetting is key, because oftentimes you can't forget.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is put yourself in a position where when you remember, it doesn't hold you hostage.
And it doesn't hurt you again.
Because believe me, I've gotten some licks in my time, and I have forgiven people, I have forgiven myself for what I've allowed people to do to me. And I still remember things, but when I remember now, it don't hurt me, it don't bother me. And I think that's how you know you're truly in a place of healing and forgiveness, and because it doesn't affect you materially.
And also, it doesn't affect you, and you are not trying to figure out the why, who, what, where, when, how. It's more like, okay, this happened to me, sorry, and I am grateful for the lesson that it taught me. And I'm in a better place now because of this, whatever it is.
You have to take your lesson.
You have to take your lesson.
That's the same thing. Danae just messaged a while ago. Danae always says, it's only a mistake if you don't learn the lesson.
I did.
So if you are forgiving, and expecting that the next time you forgive, it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, man.
Then you're walking in the same wall over and over again and expecting the next time you walk up into it, you're not going to say, ouch, it got at same speed.
It probably hurt more.
It's going to, because you're making the same mistake. But the benefits are there.
Yeah, so we have some benefits of forgiveness, right? We're going to start with forgiveness first. First one, emotional well-being. Forgiving reduces stress, anxiety, and the likelihood of depression. We also have physical health. Holding on to anger can increase blood pressure and inflammation, potentially leading to heart problems. Yeah, you know, when you get angry, you know what can happen sometimes, right? So, yeah, we don't want it to affect our physical health. And that's why they say stress. Stress affects you emotionally, mentally, physically, every alley you can think of, you know. And it's similar with these types of situations. All right, next one. Stronger relationships. Forgiveness can deepen relationships by preventing future conflicts and fostering understanding. And we're also going to be learning from those experiences, right, Sim?
So, tips for forgiving without forgetting. Identify the specific offense and clearly define what you need to forgive, and you can separate the issues, right, to avoid confusion. Understand forgiveness, recognizing that it's a process that requires effort and patience, and let me tell you, it is not easy. It's not easy. It's like a muscle that you need to go in the gym and build. You got to train it. Acknowledge the benefits by focusing on what forgiveness can do for you and not for the other person. Gain perspective by seeking support from your friends and your family or counselors to help the situation, and then repeat as needed, because forgiveness might need to be revisited multiple times with multiple people or with different people,
and different ways too.
Yeah, for sure.
Different ways. Some persons need to stay by themselves and not speak about it, whereas you have other persons who they need to speak about it. They need a different perspective. They need just an ear, a listening ear. So, you know, I mean, it is forgiveness as a strength though, because as we mentioned earlier, it does more good for you than the other person. And I think it gives you more strength as an individual.
Yes.
Mental strength, emotional strength. And it is an act of strength, and it requires courage to face the pain and release it. And it's about controlling your thoughts and emotions and just fostering personal growth.
And personal peace.
Yeah.
Again, not easy to revisit a situation that hurt you. If you're watching this morning and you have up somebody from 19 hour long, and every time you think about them, it make your heart start race, it is so not worth it. Because for all you know, that person there is guillotining every day, skipping like
they don't even know. They probably don't even know.
Them don't. Some don't know, some don't business.
Yeah.
You just need to get to a point where you reconcile. I made a bad decision. I made a bad choice, I allowed this to happen, or you did not. Somebody just took advantage of your sweet, gentle soul. It happened, it's gone, and we are not looking in the rear view because we're not going that way.
Yeah.
Right? So you shed it and you move forward, as Tal said.
Yeah.
Having taken the lessons and making sure that it don't reach you again.
Yeah, and it starts with acknowledging that that's what's hurting you, that's what you have up, that's how you feel, so that you can actually fix it.
Yeah. Stress kills, guys. All these people being diagnosed with all these things.
Yeah.
It's a lot of unsettled trauma and stress physically manifesting in a bad way in your body.
Yeah.
Drop it today, let me tell you.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Tell that pieces and forget about it, right? But that's it for our Girl Talk this week. Tune in next week for another engaging discussion.